Now, if you needed proof that the years of the horse momentum started long before the fireworks went off, look no further than the 2025 trade data. In 2025, global trade was anything but predictable. Tariffs resurfaced, trade remedies intensified, and geopolitical disruptions strained supply chains worldwide. Yet Vietnam's trade sector delivered a record performance. Total export turnover reached over 470 billion US dollar, up nearly 16% year on year, and with 36 out of 45 product groups exceeding 1 billion US dollars in export value. Electronics alone surpassed the $100 billion mark for the first time, underscoring a structural shift in Vietnam's manufacturing base. And the number shows Vietnam performed well in 2025, but resilience isn't built in statistics. It's built in factories, warehouses, and shipping contracts. So how did businesses navigate freight shock, tariff risk, and supply chain disruptions in real time? Here, a close look.
This company exports rice to markets across Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Middle East, primarily by sea freight. When instability erupted in the Middle East, ocean freight rates to the region, as well as to Africa and the EU, rose by 30 to 40%. Thanks to its proactive control over supply sources, the company was able to respond to these changing demands.
Amid such market and geopolitical volatility, our company has proactively rolled out response measures, optimizing our supply chain and improving factory operating efficiency. In addition, we have increased the share of sales under delivery at port terms to share transportation risks with our partners.
In other words, resilience at the enterprise level meant shifting risk allocation, tightening supply control, and improving cost efficiency. But enterprise agility alone does not explain the scale of export growth in 2025. Technology-intensive manufacturing remained the core engine of export expansion. Computers, electronic products, and components accounted for 22.6% of total export turnover, becoming Vietnam's largest export category. Behind the surge was not just global demand, but deliberate infrastructure expansion.
Vietnamese authorities have been proactive and effective in handling administrative procedures and supporting businesses. A clear example is the preferential mechanisms for priority enterprises in customs clearance.
Vietnam's export turnover reached a record high in 2025, reflecting the growing production capacity and improved ability of Vietnamese enterprises to meet high international standards.
This strong growth reflects the effectiveness of market diversification strategies, efforts to strengthen domestic production capacity, and the coordinated implementation of solutions to support enterprises in enhancing export capabilities. At the same time, it confirms that Vietnam is gradually integrating more deeply into global value chains.
As Vietnamese businesses increasingly master technology, better comply with international standards, and expand exports, especially to demanding markets, exports are no longer merely a short-term growth driver, but are steadily becoming a core foundation of Vietnam's long-term competitiveness.
Vietnam's export expansion is built on a sophisticated legal and compliance framework, and as trade remedies intensified and global regulation tightened, legal strategy has become a critical manufacturing capacity. To explore this dimension, we are joined by Mr. Leif Schneider, attorney at Luther Vietnam, who has extensive experience advising international investors and exporters on tariff, rules of origin, and global trade compliance. Hi, Mr. Schneider. Thank you for connecting with us. Now, Mr. Schneider, 2025 saw rising tariff risk, trade remedies, and geopolitical uncertainty, yet Vietnam expanded exports from a structural and legal perspective. What explains this resilience?
Yes, I believe that underscoring the entire year 2025 is a key word, resilience. not a calm year on a global scale. We saw geopolitical problems, we saw trade disputes, and we saw shipping disruptions and very rapid policy changes, especially coming from the US, but also other areas of the world. And still, Vietnam was quite successful, not only maintaining, but even expanding its export growth. So that's not only a coincidence, that is the consequence of planning and structure.
So tariff risk and trade remedies are likely to remain elevated. So how are multinational exporters in Vietnam adjusting their legal and operational strategies to remain competitive and compliant?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's still all about de-risking. And de-risking in these very moving times is about diversification and, of course, anticipation, depending on what industry you're in and the scale and size of your business and where else in the world you operate. Operationally, it means that you have to redesign supply chains to be tariff aware, not tariff reactive, because you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, so you're going to have to prepare for the worst, and be very flexible and quick in reacting to these developments as they transpire.
And so which export indicators should policymakers and analysts track most closely to assess whether current momentum is sustainable?
Not just the country that you export to, but also what kind of products do you rely on to create that value. The share of high value technology intensive exports should continue to rise, and based on Vietnam's current policies at the beginning of 2026 will probably continue to rise. Third, productivity per worker, so per capita GDP, is important. And I think for 2025, it's remarkable that Vietnam has now exceeded the threshold to becoming a higher middle-income country, upper middle-income country by World Bank standards. So this is a very promising development, and this will also continue to rise in this trend. Okay. And I suppose, lastly, import intensity. That's how you can put it. So how much of the things that you export actually leave value within the country? And this is the transshipment discussion, right? Is Vietnam only a destination where products get assembled, or does Vietnam produce things from scratch, so to speak? So if policymakers focus on accelerating, continuing the trend to higher domestic value embedded in exported products, Vietnam will continue to rise, and today's momentum will then translate in tomorrow's resilience.
Well, thank you, Mr. Schneider, for your wonderful insight.